throughout your term.
Oh, dear God. Just keep your eyes closed. Just don't be afraid. Just keep your eyes. It's all right. Just don't think about it. And soon the bad men will be gone. Biden to speak with Putin in Ukraine invasion. Amid Ukraine invasion fears. By the way, all right. Yeah, real quick before we do this. I think this is kind of good. Hold on. This is kind of important. Hold on. I'm going to have to find this in here. Yeah, here it is. Let's see if I can get this over here. This is...
We accept Putin's red line on Ukraine. I don't accept anybody's red line.
Yeah, that was loud. Sorry. It's, do you accept Putin's red lines on Ukraine? And Biden said, I don't accept anybody's red lines. Just to clarify.
Both know that there was this fake Russia hoax, this debunked Steele dossier. You and I
wasn't debunked. It's all true. Stand by it. Please continue.
Talked about it on January 10th, 2017, when CNN and BuzzFeed pushed this out. Now, liberal columnist from the Washington Post, Dana Milbank, is insisting in a column this weekend that the media is tougher on Biden than you.
Yeah, it's true. They're looking at the actual headlines versus what's actually going on.
I don't know how anyone with a straight face can say that, Mr. President. You got, killed every day, no matter how much you accomplished. And now you've got the Washington Post out there saying, we actually cover.
No, they gave him the benefit of the doubt in the beginning, especially far more than he earned, which is what the complaint is.
Biden tougher than we did Trump.
Well, they're just lies, and they continue to lie. It's been the greatest witch hunt in history. I've been under investigation.
I've been to Salem. I call bullshit. And it was red lines, Leather Goddess.
From the day I came down the escalator, they use local, state, city. They go all over. They use the federal. What's happened is a disgrace.
Yes, the local, state, federal reporters have been after.
Despite that, we got more done than just about any president in history. If you look at what we did with the biggest tax cuts in history, biggest regulation cuts in history, rebuilt the military, Space Force, took care of our...
Biggest crowd size at an inauguration ever? Come on, throw it in there just for Sean. Just so he can start twitching.
It's at 92% approval rating. The southern border was the strongest it ever was. It was...
Yes, thank you, COVID.
Ever so strong as that. Built just about the wall.
Just about the wall?
Could have finished it in...
Yeah, you know what? The problem, it turns out, the problem with the wall is the area between the slats. Like, there's gaps in it. They forgot to close the gaps. They ran out of spackle.
Month, but they've chosen not to because they want people, many of whom are criminals, coming out of jails.
Well, they'd have to be in jails to be criminals. So everyone else is innocent until proven guilty.
Every countries are dumping and opening their jails into the United States. We're like a dumping ground.
Oh, that's why dumping. I see. We're a dumping ground for the dumping. Yeah, okay. This doesn't... Keep going, by the way. You don't sound like a rambly old fart at all.
All of the things I did, we had the best numbers on the border in the history of our country.
Hey, man,
we had the best numbers.
Don't forget to mention the border. Did he mention the border yet? We had the best border ever, man. And now we got that, everything was working, and then the slat fence got put up, and it sucks. I don't know what happened. I guess that stuff about walls and wheels was bullshit.
The economy and the history of our country, they've never had numbers. And then I did it twice, because we came up and developed a vaccine in less than 9.
He must have been exhausted. Can you imagine? Listen to what a hero this man is, all right? Think about it for a second. Hold yourself. Hold yourself. This man came up with a vaccine while he had COVID. That's probably what he was doing. He probably gave himself COVID just so he could make a vaccine from his own internal fluids. And then he ran it through a still and that's in saved America.
Months instead of 5 to 12 years, which everyone said it was going to take.
5 to 12, anywhere between 3 months, 10 months, 2 years, 5 years, 12 months. I mean, I'm still waiting on that common cold.
And saved tens of millions of lives around the world, all over the world. And then I hear that kind of stuff.
That's terrible he has to hear that stuff. He shouldn't have to hear that kind of stuff. Get this man some presidential earmuffs.
Our country is going to hell.
Oh, dear. What did we do now? We have sinned as a country. That's not good. We need to pray to the Lord Jesus. Sorry, Lord. I apologize for being a piece of shit, and I'll try not to do it again. Amen. Okay, we're not going to hell anymore. I got it covered.
Our country is in big, big trouble.
Well, yeah, if we're going to hell, that's big, big trouble. As a matter of fact, I think math has never been my strong suit, but that is the single biggest trouble you can be in is hell.
What they've done to our country can never be forgotten. There's never been a time like this. We have millions of people.
It hasn't even happened yet, and I've already forgotten it. I feel bad.
Pouring in totally unchecked. They talk about masks and they talk about mandates and vaccines.
Right.
They're not getting any mandates or vaccines or masks or anything
nope,
for the
nobody.
millions of
Yeah, what? I mean, there ain't even a word in Mexican for mask.
That are, in many cases, in serious trouble with infectious disease. And
yeah, whatever you do, don't mention Haiti.
Not only talking about COVID, and they're pouring into our country by the millions. What's happening to our country is so horrible. They are.
We're going to hell. Say we're going to hell again.
They are destroying our country.
They sure are. You ain't got to tell me.
President, I do want to talk to you more about the border.
His name is Donald. It's either Mr. President, the Donald, or Captain Trump.
In just a minute, but you mentioned President Xi Jinping of China and how you
don't say that name 3 times, or if otherwise if you have a red envelope nearby, he pops out and takes your wallet.
Tough on him. Today, the Biden administration announced a diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Beijing.
Oh my God, they have reversed it.
Olympics.
Oh no.
Do you think this is a big enough move? If you were president, would you send Team USA?
Nuke them like a hurricane. That's what you should do. That's what he's going to say. He's going to say, we should nuke them like a hurricane. That'll take care of it.
Hey.
It will have no impact.
Say that again. That was good.
You send Team USA.
It will have no impact. Jimmy Carter tried it, and it really fizzled.
He did? When did that happen? What time was that? Did Jimmy Carter stop building? He's working on a house for a friend of mine, whatever. He's not a licensed plumber. That concerns me.
I wouldn't do that. I do many other things, but I...
Like what? Tell him what you do. He'll tell you, listen, woman. He'll tell him, President, Mr. Donald, Mr. Crumpled Kleenex.
Do that. You're hurting the athlete. I think it's a knock on the Olympics.
How many... Wait a minute. We only have one athlete in the whole Olympics? Oh, my God, we do suck.
Themselves. Who wants to do that? And remember, it's been tried. It was tried by Jimmy Carter.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. He tried to put solar panels on the White House, and then Ronald Reagan took those things off, hooked up a coal-firing heater to the outside of it, ran the entire White House on diesel, straight from a dinosaur's asshole.
They're doing a diplomatic thing. What does that mean? That means that Biden doesn't have to make a trip, I guess. Instead of going there, he's not going to go there. So he's probably very happy about that.
Why would he be happy? I hear he's in Xi Jinping's pocket. Why would he pass up an opportunity to go over there and take in a deposit?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Hey, don't worry about house time. He's fine. He got to be someplace at 7 o'clock, so he's all right. I'll tell him, no, you guys are worried.
Many things you can do that, well, I did it. Look, I tariffed them at numbers that nobody's ever seen. Again.
Yeah, we never saw those tariffs. That's true. Even they didn't see them. They just jacked up some prices or something. It was all a big phooey.
We took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China.
Well, eights.
Businesses started leaving China and coming back to the U.S. and other places.
Yeah, they came back to the other places. from China? I'm confused.
But they started leaving China in record numbers.
And then they started going back this year because Biden had to deal with those folks. He sent them all over there, and they immediately went over there, and then they did it.
And you can do many other things also.
Like what? Tell them what else you do. It'd be good. Tell them. Watch it, lady. Here comes the big football. Here comes the big one. He's going to tell you what you do. You basically just grab them by the wang or something.
Look, the COVID came out of China.
The COVID. Well, many. There's a bunch of them out there.
Most likely, almost certainly from the Wuhan lab, and the world has paid a price like nobody has ever seen in history.
Well, I mean, no offense, Mr. President, Mr. Donald, Mr. President, Mr. President. That's what I'm gonna call him from now on. He's my President. Smallpox would like a word. I'm just going to say, in terms of, you have to understand, I'm not a smart man. I'm not good with math. I almost drowned once just trying to unclog a sink with a Coke bottle stuck in it. But if there's one thing I do know, it's infectious disease. Let me tell you, I've been on that tilt-a-whirl a few times. You know, this leg is hollow for a reason. So, yeah, I mean, we doing all right, I'm just saying, compared. But he's got more to say. I think there's more to say here. I'm excited. What could he be saying?
We are lucky and honored to be joined.
We are lucky. I'm lucky. She's lucky. Wouldn't you like to be lucky, too?
Fifth President of the United States. His new book, Our Journey Together, is out tomorrow. Mr. President, thank you for
Excuse me, it's a flip book. Hi, Mr. Donald.
being back on the show. Always a pleasure.
Mr. President, sorry, my Mr. President Donald. I'll get it right eventually.
Well, thank you very much, Sean. It's an honor.
Why would it be an honor? He used to work for you. It's not an honor. The honor is all his and hers.
Well, congratulations. I know this is another in your stack of books, but I'm sure this will be
Yeah, this is the one you put on the bottom because from a foundational standpoint, it's like building a campfire.
a bestseller as well. I want to get to the
Well, a much seller.
book and what's in it, but there is some breaking news coming out right now. California Congressman Devin Nunes, a strong supporter of yours. I was there early on when he was a stalwart fighting against that Russian collusion hoax. Is rumored to be joining your new media
That's right. You know how to pick them. The best people. Here comes.
company. By the way, the SEC apparently, according to other reports today, is already looking at that company. So can you comment on
Yeah, the SEC. What's the SEC stand for? Secure Executive Committee.
Nunes's role and the SEC?
Well, I don't know anything about the SEC. I do know that
Me neither. See, we have more in common every day.
is fantastic, and I guess we just put out a release, and the release says that he'll be coming on.
Ooh, wait a minute. You put out a release that he's going to be coming on what?
Is fantastic, and I guess we just put out a release, and the release says that he'll be coming on.
That's. Do you need a tissue, or does he need a tissue? I mean, there's a lot of cattle around him. I can't say I blame him.
And, you know, this is just a continuation of witch hunts. Anything you do, they want to look at it.
That's right. They want to check for witches.
At it. They don't look at themselves. They don't look at Hunter. They don't look at anybody. All they do is look at Republicans. Devin is a fantastic guy. I think that
Super
he will
good.
do an incredible job. If our side doesn't have a voice, eventually you're not going to have. You're going to end up.
He's the voice trying to understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. Oh, 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 oh. I like it when Christina's on The Voice.
Pure communism.
She's purty. Come on.
It's a disgrace what's going on.
It is. It's a disgrace.
But you're going to end up with a communist nation. And so, Devin, we just put out the release on Devin. We're very proud of.
We're going to have a communist nation. That can't be allowed to happen. Not a communist nation. Not Venezuela.
That we're proud of him. And I think it's got a chance of being a very important day, actually. I think it's.
Yeah, I agree. Any day you're on Newsmax and then you immediately go to Flashpoint and you're selling a picture book that costs $4 for $75 is a good day.
Be a very important day.
It's very important.
All right. Well, Mr. President, I do want to get back to your book, Our Journey Together.
Yeah.
You talked
Sell, sell, sell. Always be closing, said the woman about her legs when Trump walks by.
about your dealing with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Tomorrow, President Biden is meeting with Putin regarding Russia amassing over.
Can I just say for a second, this must be the special edition, because that's way bigger than that's taller than the book they were showing. Did they change it? I already ordered 5 copies signed, so there better be room for his signature.
90,000 troops on the Ukraine border. This morning, the Kremlin called the U.S.-Russia relationship quite lamentable. How would you handle this conversation with
And can you imagine how upset we would be if we knew what that meant?
tomorrow?
We never had any problem. Nobody was tougher on Russia than
Nobody had any problems. I mean, they just hacked us and went about their business.
I was, and I liked Putin.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Rides a bear on horseback. No, he brought his bear back on a horse. No, he had a bear on his back. I don't know, some sweaty dude.
Along with him very well, but I was the one that stopped the pipeline. There can be no bigger thing than that. I sanctioned them, and I stopped the pipeline going.
Yeah, the pipeline. Stop that pipeline. Yeah, stop the pipeline. There, it ain't on yet.
All over Europe, and no.
Wait a minute. There's a pipeline all over Europe? Good. I hope they all get soaked in oil.
Could do bigger than that. Outside of the horror show of war itself, nobody could do bigger than that. And then I hear how nice I was to Russia. I got along great with Putin, but I was tough with Putin. Tougher than anybody ever. Tougher than anybody on.
Tougher than any president that actually was president during the height of the Cold War. Tougher than them. Aiming nukes right at him.
Yeah. Tougher than anybody ever.
Tougher than woodpecker lips.
Also. And if you
tougher than a porcupine condom.
Look at North Korea, I got
tougher. Sorry.
Along great with Kim Jong-un. I got along great with President Xi of China.
Yeah, you did.
And I got along.
I mean, those were your best buds. You guys were thick as thieves. This is like he and Putin were like this, and this is Putin on top. Vladivostok or some, I don't know what they yell.
Well, with Putin, but I was tough at all of them.
Oh, yeah.
With China, we took.
Oh, you gave him a slap right on the tickle.
And hundreds of billions of dollars.
So it's kind of, lady, in case you don't understand, he had a good relationship with these vicious dictators, and he was tough on them. It was a BDSM relationship.
Taxes and tariffs. Nobody's ever seen that before. We never took in 10 cents.
Never.
I got them to buy billions and billions of dollars from our farmers and manufacturers. Nobody did to China what I did. Now I see that Biden is going to be talking to Putin, and that's not a
well, yeah, that's what she said. she just told you that
match. That wouldn't have been a fair match in prime time. This is not a fair match.
Well, I think it's happening in the middle of the night. I think they're finding them together. I think it was mostly in the afternoon.
Country.
I don't know. That I learned a lot. Did you guys learn a lot? That was good. I have to say, that was pretty magical.